friends, brothers and sisters, who can regale me and my queen with some myth.
There is no tale more renowned than the Odyssey of Odysseus' return from the Trojan War as told by Homer. Many interpretations and adaptations of the story have popped up over the millennia, but none so interesting as what I like to call the failed Odyssey. I would argue that mystic Christendom's epic poem Sir Gawain and the Green Knight fills those shoes, which is why it is so unfortunate that David Lowery's 2021 adaptation, The Green Knight, is so lackluster. My mind is drawn to Apocalypse Now, in which the film's protagonist, Captain Willard, is tasked with assassinating a rogue American colonel. As the film progresses, Willard and the audience come to understand that Willard will receive no medal for his actions. He questions his own sanity as he encounters Colonel Kurtz.
Are you an assassin?
And we begin to see that he will be remembered as nothing more than the man who killed the lunatic soldier.
How you do? Am I too late to wish you a happy birthday?
Robert Ford, in the assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford, is in the same boat as Willard. He subverts his own intention to become legendary by committing the sin he thought would print his name in the history books.
You know what I expected? Applause. I was only 20 years old then. I couldn't see how it would look to people. I was surprised by what happened. They didn't applaud.
We cannot weigh the value of actions and lives in a utilitarian way, especially not in a narrative. Llewyn Davis, the Coen brothers' fictitious interpretation of Greenwich Village's Dave Van Ronk, is another Odyssean character who never quite reaches the spotlight he thinks he deserves. His story is merely the stepping stone for another who will write the rules of music for a century to come. Are Willard, Robert, and Llewyn better men because of their story? In David Lowery's adaptation of the classic Arthurian legend, the answer is yes. Gawain claims chivalry and becomes a true knight, dying with his honor and integrity intact.
Now I'm ready.
The poem, however, is less clear. Gawain is not beheaded and returns to Camelot with a good deal of relief and embarrassment. He is seen as a prodigal son, returned to his family to be celebrated and made fun of. He finally has a story to tell, but tell me for what, if it is only usable at a Christmas party? His story is weird. It's not clean or clear as to what the message is. In fact, Gawain is overshadowed in the grand narrative of King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table by his brother Mordred, who becomes the chief opponent of his uncle Arthur in the later stories. That is the beauty of the original tale. It has no solid moral, no great message, no stirring monologue. It leaves us only with questions.
What do we learn, Palmer?
I don't know, sir.
Sir Gawain and the Green Knight, like Inside Llewyn Davis and Apocalypse Now, is non-didactic. It does not strive to teach, or if it does, the message is long lost to time. Like Robert Ford, David Lowery, in his attempt to make a statement with his adaptation of the classic tale, by subverting the original story, subverts his own chance at greatness. Gawain is not a knight, and thus his character arc seems awkward. 4 lines of a bob and wheel are expanded into an hour of screen time, and the message, so naturally ambiguous in the tale, is set out in the open at the end of the film. The result? The result is a picture already forgotten in the swamp of bad adaptations and remakes. Perhaps this is what people mean when they say that timeless stories last forever. What that eternal struggle is something those stories try to pin down. Maybe it's everything, or maybe it's the search for everything. One thing I can say for certain, though, it is not the